Hi, I'm Irene. When I was asked to say something today after my experience at Jessica's house, I was both honored and humbled. I have to admit that I am nervous. Speaking today about the wonderful experience at Jessica's house brings back the memories of the last hours and moments of two very special people that my family and I lost during the last 9 months. When Jessica's house opened a few years ago, I toured it during the open house. I was in awe of its beauty. At the time, I merely admired how it seemed that everything was thought of when it was built. The big, bright rooms with the doors opening onto the beautiful gardens, a nice living room and kitchen. No detail was missed. At that time, I thought of it as a wonderful addition to our community. I really didn't think about how it would impact me personally. Within the last 9 months, I lost my father-in-law and my father. They passed away within 6 months of each other in the same room in Jessica's house. Although losing them was extremely difficult, I wouldn't have wanted them to be in any other place. When my father-in-law was admitted last November, we knew instantly that he was in the right place. It was the first time in months that he was able to be with his family. He was surrounded by his family and close friends for the duration of his stay. We are able to wander in and out of the room freely. We enjoyed time together as a family as we shared stories and reflected on the life of a man who was the pillar of the family. We listened to his favorite music. We held him and each other. We cried, we laughed. My sister-in-law stayed overnight with her dad. While she slept lightly, she heard the staff coming into the room to check on him frequently. They were so gentle and comforting. My father spent 5 weeks at South Huron Hospital leading up to his passing at Jessica's house. A day before he was transferred to Jessica's house, we had a discussion with a few hospital staff members about the possibility of Dad being moved there. My dad, who had hardly spoken one word that day, heard me describe the beauty of Jessica's house. He opened his eyes and, speaking in a very labored voice, he said, "That sounds like a nice place. I want to go there." The next day, he was transferred. When he was admitted, we were greeted by a friendly, familiar face, Tracy Snell, the executive director. One of the first things she said to my husband and I was that she was sorry. She was sorry because my dad would be passing away in the same room as my father-in-law a few short months before. It was the only room available at the time. For me, I felt thankful. I had so many warm, beautiful memories of my father-in-law's passing. Shortly after my dad's arrival, we wheeled his bed out into the beautiful gardens. It was a perfect spring day. He lay there with his family by his side. The warm wind was blowing on him and the fragrance of the flowers in the gardens that were surrounding him. The birds were chirping. This was the first time in months that he had been outside. My only regret for my dad's time at Jessica's house is that he was not able to enjoy it longer. He passed away 5 hours after his arrival. The staff and volunteers at Jessica's house, wow. The expertise of Tracy and Kim is second to none. They are so professional, knowledgeable, and they're so calm. They just know what to say. The nurses, PSWs, and volunteers are unbelievable. They are the most compassionate, caring, kind, sensitive, patient, understanding, and warm people that I have ever met. The staff was there when we needed them, but respected our space. They just seemed to know. They knew when we needed a glass of water or a coffee or a snack. In closing, the experiences of the last 9 months have reminded me of how lucky we are to have Jessica's House in our community. I have learned that we can't take this hospice for granted, as no one knows what the future holds. We need to support it as much as we can. Thank you for allowing me to tell my story and to be a part of this amazing fundraiser.